Hi everybody, it is Danny, your scrapper on the street, and I am here to talk about my running journey, which seems odd on a scrapbooking blog website, but I recently had a reader follower ask how I started this whole running thing and how I document it and kind of keep it fresh and kind of my thoughts and process on that. So to start off, my dog is once again, you will see in another video, he decides to make noise during video recording. Usually he's pretty docile because he's 12 and usually just lays about, but today he's decided to entertain with his mama. So there you have it. I started running completely by accident. A friend of mine wanted to do a 5K together. We signed up for one. I traveled to see her in Washington, and right before I got on the plane to go run this marathon, the race was canceled. It was shortly after the Boston Marathon and the events that took place that year, and the race got canceled. So I had a fabulous time in Washington and Baltimore, but I didn't run a 5K. I then signed up for my very first Run Disney 5K. It was January 2015, and I was super nervous and I didn't train the way I should because that's how I roll. And I ran this race with my friend Gabby. We finally ran our race together. She stayed with me the entire time because she's spectacular, and she encouraged me and gave me motivation not to run too fast and burn out, and not to, you know, miss out on why you pay so much money for a Disney race. And it was an amazing experience, and I documented it in a kind of two-page layout. They kind of go together. I created this page as she believed she could, and she did, and then I did a cluster of pictures, a before and after the race photos, and just layered it up with as much fun as I could muster. There's not any journaling on this page. I really felt this big title said it all. Also, the pictures kind of said it all. But I also did a companion page where I kind of we took mile marker pictures. They were the only pictures I would stop and take. I didn't wait in line for any character pictures, which is super unlike me. I'm a big fan of the character picture, but I just couldn't. Once I got running, I couldn't stop. And I'm not fast by any means. I'm slow. I do a walk-run method. Sometimes I time it out. Sometimes I really don't. I just run until I get tired, and I walk until I catch my breath a little bit, and I run again. But this one I used, each photo is lined up with a little blurb about each mile and what we experienced. And I made it so it would match the other page so they could sit in my album side by side. Once I ran this race, the bug hit me to run more races, and I signed up for the following year's Disney races, a 5K plus the 10K, which would be my first back-to-back running experience. I knew I could not do that and not train for the entire year. I knew I couldn't just not run or not be active or not run on any other races. So I also signed up for, Disney has a Jingle Jungle, which it's not called that this year, race that's at Animal Kingdom. It's a holiday themed run. It's in early November. It's in conjunction with their Wine and Dine weekend. And this was my first race I ran by myself. I was all alone. I'd run color runs after my first run. I ran a couple of local runs. I ran a cast member run, which I have a layout about as well, somewhere amongst these pages. But this was my first run where I was at the corral by myself. Tammy stayed with me as long as she could, but once they let us out, I was on my own, and it was my first just go at it. And it was the most hot and humid day maybe ever. For a November day, it was so hot and so humid, and just an uncomfortable run. It wasn't an awesome course. There were so many odds against me, but I finished. Not a great time. I wasn't super pleased with it, but I did it, and I did it by myself. So I was very proud of myself for that reason. I then ran, let's see which runs these are, and I just pulled a few. This is by No Way. Oh, these are pictures from the cast member 5K, where I did run with another friend. This was another tough race. This was in October. It's still very hot here, but it got me going. And every time I put money down for a race, it inspired me to run them, to train, this is your money you work hard for, so it inspired me to make sure this happened and it wasn't a complete flop or disappointment to myself. And documenting it is part of that. I want to be able to create pages of runs that I'm super proud of, and sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. I was not proud of this run. I struggled every step of the way. It was really hard for me. And again, I had a good friend with me who kind of pushed me along the course. We recently ran in January a 5K together, me and the same friend, and it was my best 5K time ever because I've been training more, I've been running more, I've also mixed in strength training, I've mixed in yoga, and I still do my pole fitness, and I do some weights, and I get on the treadmill, and I run outside, and I take stretch classes, and I've really tried to build up my strength and doing more. And it's not about losing weight, and it's not about being first place. The only time I try to beat each time I hit that race course is my last time. So this race was, I think, 33 minutes. So the next 5K I run, I want it to be 32 minutes. That's all. I'm not looking to be the fastest by any stretch. I want it to be fast for me. I have since signed up for, Lord help me, I run the Dark Side Star Wars themed 10K in 10 days, 11 days now. I'm super nervous about it. It's once again hot here in Florida. I seem to find these hot times. I ran my first 10K in January. It poured rain the entire 6 miles, but I finished it. I made a friend at the corral. We still keep in touch. I ran my first set of back-to-back races, which is hard. It's as hard as it sounds, even for the shorter distances, but I did it. And so I ran a 10K in 10-ish days. It's on the 15th, 16th, it's on the 16th, and I run another 10K in November for the Wine and Dine weekend. Likely I will run other 5Ks in between there, or just run 5Ks around the neighborhood. I will keep running and pushing, and I just start, and I only do it for myself. So I hope this helps inspire you a little bit. If you are looking to start a fitness journey, you can totally do it. I am not thin and I am not fast, but I keep trying at it. I keep trying to make my diet a little cleaner. I don't give up anything. I don't call it a diet, but I just try to eat a little healthier, make wiser choices, less processed foods, less sugars, and all that packaged stuff. I try to get rid of, though I can't give up my coffee creamer. Just know that. Having a real hard time with that one. But just keep doing it and doing it for you. And I think scrapbooking it is a great way to motivate you. It'll fill your pages with your story and your achievements that you should be totally proud of. So I hope this helps. One little comment gave you a very long video, but hopefully it helped and inspires some of you. And feel free to ask questions anytime. You never know when I'm going to record a video just for you. All right, see y'all next time. Bye.